25th anniversary was last year in 2010 already, but we had two very famous names that we covered with special anniversary models, and that's the first model is the Tempo, which we launched in the beginning of 2010. It's the Tempo 25, which started extremely successful, and so in summer at the Munich high-end show we launched then the Virgo 25, because Virgo is the other very famous brand name over the history, and both are a real success. We are quite happy that we have them.
Sure. What technologies are involved in the 25th anniversary products that are different to the others?
One major point is that we introduced the hyperholographic cone tweeter second generation that we first launched in the top model in the Cardeas, that we had it in the Tempo 25 first, and later we took for the Virgo 25 even the mid-range technology of the Cardeas and the special suspension concept and crossover designs of Cardeas, and scaled it down to a smaller speaker without any compromising in this detail work.
Okay. You make your own drivers, or you design them and someone else makes them for you? Or?
It's completely our own design, including our own tooling, but we are not specialized in magnet structures or in these detail works. So we are working now for many years together with a company named Wavecore. These are former Wi-Fi engineers, so they have a lot of engineering experience, and it's a very open work, and it was the first company that was open to realize all the special ideas that I had. So there was none before that was willing to build a dual basket design, or that was really interested in building an aluminium cone tweeter.
Right.
And with them it was very open, and we got very positive results in short times. And okay, it was a huge investment because all the tooling and all the parts were necessary, but we are very happy to have those drivers now and to have this very positive relationship.
Sure, and you'll carry those drivers through other models as well?
So
yes,
the aim is to carry it down to smaller lines like we did already with the Tempo 25, so we want to use these cone tweeters, for example, in more and more models. That's one of the plans for 2011.
Sure. Any other techniques that were used in the crossover design and the enclosure?
For the crossover design, I found some tricky way to modify existing crossover designs. We name it a floating crossover design. That means that normally you have the driver connected to either the positive or the negative path of the signal directly. In our designs, the driver is floating between the components, so it doesn't see either the ground nor the direct positive signal.
Right.
So, and through this, or with this floating technology, we get much better imaging, and the speaker sounds even less boxy than it did before. So
sure,
it was quite an experience, because I was more or less trying this by experiments around. Yeah, right. It was more or less lucky, and I was trying some new components, like some new inductors. We all do this frequently. We test new capacitors or new inductors, and when I made this first arrangement, I thought, oh, what a perfect inductor. But it was not the inductor that was so perfect. It was just the new arrangement of the parts.
Excellent. What about the enclosure?
Well, the enclosure, I know that many manufacturers say that MDF is not a good material, but my point is that it depends on what you do with the material and how you arrange it. And if you see the cabinet structure of a Virgo 25, you see that we use a very open cell structure, so there are many grooves and openings in these panels. So this gives them a completely different resonance behavior, and due to the increased surface, I lead very little absorbing material, so very very rigid walls, they have some advantages, but they have some disadvantages because you reflect a lot of energy. So any cabinet is some kind of a compromise, and
Sure.
so I think we found a very good compromise.
Sure. Now, at one stage, you favoured the positioning of the speakers very, very far apart from each other and listening in the near field.
That was in the tradition of Audi Physic, yes.
Yes. Is that applied with the new designs?
Well, you still can use our speakers in that way if you like to, but I know from many owners of our speakers that they use it in a quite traditional way, so
Right.
not in the near field. I don't go that far that I say you have to do this near field approach,
Yeah.
because with all the things that we applied with the crossover design, with the special suspension that we use internally, you have a very wide range of where you can sit, and even if there's a good setup, you just enter the room and you enter the music, and you don't have to be in a fixed position where you cannot move your head anymore. So
Sure.
I like to listen quite relaxed, and during design I always use the speakers in the next room and listen to them just as a side thing
Sure.
during the normal work. And if the performance is good in the next room, then normally it's much
It means
better
it's pretty good in the room, yes, exactly. What's in the future for Audio Physic in terms of new models?
2011 there will be some new launches, and we will present them in Munich at the high-end show.
Right.
And I'm working on further improved drivers, and my goal is for 2012 even to have a new coaxial driver that will be a follow-up of the unit that we made once for the Caldera.
Yeah.
So based on a 7-inch unit, but that's the longer term plan.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Okay.